Good evening and welcome to Epic Women Uniting. We are so excited to be here with you again this evening. And so before I launch into our plan for tonight, I have to introduce our fabulous co-host, Danny and Danielle. Danielle and Danielle Montague
Okay.
for joining us this evening. So please introduce yourselves. Tell us where you're from.
Great evening, great evening. We are Dale and Danette Montague. We are out of the Raleigh, North Carolina area. And we are so excited, as always, to be a co-host here with the marvelous Michelle Proctor.
Dale
Awesome.
and Danette.
Okay. I'm going to switch right on to Dale and Danny before this is over with. And we also have another amazing co-host. Leslie, please introduce yourself.
Great evening, everyone. My name is Leslie Norman Harris. I am from Sweetsboro, New Jersey, but coming live to you from Atlanta, Georgia.
Awesome. We are so happy to have you here with us.
Thank you.
I feel like I have the dream team like no other dream team, okay? So for those of you who are just starting to sign in on Epic Women Uniting, the purpose of this entire forum is more so just to be able to share the entrepreneurial focus specific to network marketing and for us, home-based travel businesses. We try to emphasize that this is the perfect time to start a home-based business. And as I like to say it, virtual businesses. So this evening, we are going to be sharing our new series called Breaking Free and be able to just delve into the whole generational focuses and what this means to each one of us. So Leslie, I'm going to start off with you since you're my newbie. Of the top 5 reasons for starting a business, share your top 5 and then tell us which ones are crucial to you.
Michelle, Dale, and Danette, I have a lot of reasons, but my top 5 are really number 1, following passion, achieving financial independence, controlling my schedule and my lifestyle, building a team. I love having a team. And each day in my office, being able to establish the behavior in my office because I control my emotion for that day and that controls my office. The 2 most critical ones to me are following my passion and helping people. I've always loved helping people, and you cannot enjoy anything that you do in life unless you have a passion for it. And I truly have a passion for helping people. And through these virtual businesses, I am able to do so.
And that's just so awesome because I would tell you, and along the lines of what you were just sharing with helping people, for me, it was always about that personal freedom. I had to have that personal freedom. I think everyone, we volunteer, we help in our communities and so on, and everyone wants to be financially free. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. For me, it was priceless to have that personal freedom, to come and go as I wish, to set my schedule the way I wanted to be able to help people freely, at any given time. So that to me, it put me over the top with being able to start a home-based business. Like I said, you're going to hear me switch back and forth between home-based business and virtual business. The other part, which a lot of people aren't aware of, now I won't say this is at the top, but it definitely helped with my decision, the tax breaks that you get, the tax benefit. What you're already spending money on, like your mortgage and your utility bills, your car, the list is just endless. And I think we shared in the prior segment that there's like over 175 various tax benefits for home-based businesses. So that alone also helps almost open another stream of income of money you're putting back in your household that you're already putting out anyway. So I could go on all day long, but Danny and Dale, please feel free to chime in with anything that you want to share regarding the crucial reasons for starting your home-based business, or we could segue into our next topic.
Sure. Well, I just like to say, I think it gives all of us an opportunity for professional growth. Being able to professionally develop yourself, especially as you get older and you find yourself, you're in careers, you're doing things that you've done for years. It also gives you an outlet of, kind of doing some things differently and definitely professionally growing for yourself. It gives you an opportunity to wear a lot of hats. It gives you an opportunity to be diversified or become diversified. And even in your portfolio, whether that's business, your business, home-based business, or your career, or even in your lifestyle and what you're doing. So I think one of the main things is to enjoy and have the opportunity to, again, professionally develop. And that lends, even this time here with our co-hosts, each one of us, we're growing. And doing things like this gives you an opportunity to share your gifts and talents with people. So that's one of the main reasons why it's always important to me for people that are entrepreneurs to be able to speak to, what their passions are, and the reasons why, they want to professionally grow. And it gives you a great opportunity.
That's awesome. And before we go on to our next question, I got to say hello to our audience. We've got people, or let's say our audience that's engaging from New Jersey. So anyone who's watching right now, please throw in the chat where you're from. We would love to be able to engage with you all as well. And that's one thing that I totally love about this business. Not only are we co-hosts together, but we also are business partners in the travel industry. And believe me, that's one thing I'm loving about this business, is meeting people from around the world and being able to connect like this and really build a network and come out the gate strong. Now, one thing I definitely wanted to say to Dale, for being that one who's manned up with us. I shared with him earlier, I'm going to attach the new series to him saying manning up with women. So like I said, he may be our first male on this show, but he will not be the last. So Dale is going to be working to make that happen.
Hey, listen, let me just chime in real quick about what we were talking about a while ago, because about the one of the reasons why I came into the business. Of course, my wife kind of brought me in, but I saw the opportunity to have more time. And when you talk about time freedom, that's very important, because for me, when I was in law enforcement, and I think I mentioned this last time on our last broadcast, I talked about being retired from law enforcement, and I just didn't have a lot of time to spend with my family. And when this opportunity came around and we started getting into the home-based business, it gave me an opportunity to just have more time, because my kids were young kids, and still kind of young kids, but it just, time to me was just so important. And just being able to just be with my friends and my family, and just, being able to be with my beautiful wife here, and just being able to just do some great things. And so that was one of the real big reasons for me, was I saw this as an opportunity to spend more time with my family and friends, and just do some things that I want to do. And it's really working out really well, really, really well.
And I'm sorry. No, you're hit on the head, and I think that's the whole point, is that, especially in our industry, with the home-based travel business, it's open to everyone. Couples who work together, who became entrepreneurs, and they split the activity. This is a major hit with mompreneurs, with stay-at-home moms. The millennials have taken this industry and has taken it to a whole nother level. So the thing is that the door is wide open for everyone. But those, again, us sharing the crucial reasons literally just draws more people in, because then they start getting that aha moment that, this is a viable option. And to be able to do something you're already doing anyway, and you want to do with travel, and then for that to be a business, it's a win-win situation. They tell us 1 point, clue, win-win.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dale and Danny,
Yeah.
the series is called Breaking Free. So I really would love to hear from both of you, and actually all of y'all. What does breaking free mean to you regarding the home-based businesses, or just overall?
Wow. Well, I think, Michelle, it's a I guess a word that just, it even sounds like you're breaking free. I mean, it sounds like what it really is. But with me, being in the IT profession, it has really allowed me to think about all of the things that I've done over my career. And sometimes, in the last couple of weeks, for instance, I still am in my career as my plan A, but it has really kind of enlightened me on some things, because I've been working anywhere for the last 2 weeks, anywhere from 50 to 60 hours. And can you imagine being at home anyway, virtually, being at home working that many hours. So I mean, I'm in my office and I'm there, all day. I may come out with a drink of water, some lunch or something, but it has really kind of just, gave me that aha moment and saying, hey, we're gonna break free. So I'm gonna work really hard on my plan B, which is my business, so that I can really secure and become a little more free at doing some things for me and my family. So that's kind of where I attach it, give the example. For those of us that are in the IT profession or just any profession, just working really hard. But so that's what it kind of appeals to me, and I'm going to work on breaking free from that 9 to 5.
And it's funny because I had a posting the other day. If your plan A is not working, don't worry about it. You got 24 letters, 24 more letters of the alphabet. So,
I like it. Yeah.
And that's the whole point. Some people have that plan A, B, C, D, and E. I mean, I hear people talking about they working 4 and 5 jobs. And I think for me, it's just that whole stigma of, if you need a second source or third source of income, go out and get a part-time job. And it's breaking away from that theory of, why not start a home-based business, especially with this one, and it's such a pathetically low investment of $200. Why would you not go and start a home-based business where you can now set your own schedule, where you're not getting off from a 9 to 5, and if that 9 to 5 requires overtime, they're rushing to a part-time job, which usually pays little to nothing. But then you have the home-based business instead. And the fact with this particular business, you get the business coaches and everything come along with it to ensure your success. So for me, breaking free, and like I said, never any disrespect to our ancestors, because they most definitely, were very successful for their period of time. But now it's swaying away from that focus of that, a corporate job or a government job or that 9 to 5, and really looking at that people are transitioning away from those traditional careers, and they are truly now focusing on the home-based businesses. So Leslie, I would love to hear your thoughts on breaking free.
Breaking free for me means, again, time freedom, most definitely. But I want to invest more into myself. I'm investing a lot of time into a company, and I want to invest in myself and get the pay back to me. So it is, for me, the pandemic taught me a lot. It taught me this business, the home-based business. I'm seeing results. I understand that, starting a home-based business is the way to go. It will definitely set you free from, working the 9 to 5, constantly being not in control of your life in some situations. And for me, I want to have full control of my life, be able to control my schedule, my lifestyle, and I am breaking free.
And it's funny, as you're saying that, Leslie, we had one of our viewers noting as well, the 40-year plan is not viable any longer.
No, it's not.
No.
It is not.
And we, now all of us who are now, in our late 30s, early 40s.
Exactly.
I'll take that all day.
We're seeing it. So, the ones younger than us, and I will tell you, I mean, they are going out here, and we have people in our own companies in their early to mid 20s who have retired. Yes. They have retired from their corporate jobs because they took this seriously and they made it happen. So that's the whole point. They're breaking free at a much earlier age, and I'm encouraging them wholeheartedly. I think for this particular point, I love the series that we have coming, that we're launching tonight, Breaking Free, but I just feel like we've got so much more coming down the pipeline. And we have another viewer who's noticing that, yes, having full control of any and all opportunities, and that is completely accurate. For me, it's about having control over my financial status. I was one that definitely got hit by a major surprise several years ago, when literally out of the blue, a global law firm that I worked with went under. Now, I was a single mom, raising 2 sons in private schools. I mean, of course, I had, they were given the lifestyles I wanted them to have. And then literally, as I'm walking up the stairs, 10:30 at night, I happened to look at my email, and there was a message from HR saying the firm has gone under. You're allowed back in the building the next day to clear out your offices, and no one will be allowed back in the building after that. Okay. Now, if that was not devastating, you want to believe it was a nightmare and hoping you wake up the next morning and you really didn't see that email, or maybe you misread it. Um, but that was the first time in my life, after having continuous employment, rising to the top very easily and so on, that at a blink of an eye through an email, I don't have a job anymore. 5,000 people didn't have a job anymore.
Wow.
Okay. And that was the first test for me to realize I've got to start taking control. Because here I've done nothing wrong. 5,000 people had done nothing wrong. And the sad part was that, it was management or anyone who had access to their emails. There were people showing up the next day who had no idea that that was the last day.
Wow.
And that was devastating. I mean, to have to work with my staff, console them basically within 6 to 7 hours, because that's all the amount of time that we had to be able to clear our offices out and leave. People begging for their jobs and so on. And, again, that was an eye opener for me. And, it was during the most worst economical time. So jobs were like we're dealing with right now with the pandemic, were not plentiful. I could apply for a job. I mean, I was one of the lucky ones. I could apply for a job along with 200 other people. I would typically get an interview, but I was still competing with probably 20 to 30 others who had as much experience, and sometimes if not more, if they got the job. So, it took me a year. Thank God for my family, especially my in-laws. They stayed there. They were very supportive. There were times where I was lost. What am I going to do? I had not experienced anything like that ever in my lifetime. But luckily after about a year, I was able to get another job. Everything went along fine. And then it happens again last year with the pandemic. Within 2 weeks after the pandemic hit, my position was one of the ones that was eliminated. At that particular point, thank God I already had my home-based travel business. Thank God I had already aligned with other business partners and business coaches. And so for me, it wasn't as much a shocker the second time, because at that point, after the first time, it's like, girl, get your stuff in check, because why is someone else now mandating my livelihood? Why am I giving them that control? And I think that's the whole point now, the breaking free, take that control back and line everything up the way it should be, so you don't experience those particular issues. So if you get an email late at night, you can laugh and say, you know what? I ain't even coming back to clear my office out.
Oh, man. Oh, man. I'm just sitting here thinking about what you're saying, Michelle, because this pandemic has made a lot of people think about different opportunities that they need to do. Because, you think about it, some people are in a position right now where they just didn't know that they were going to be in that position. I want to go back and talk about, when I retired, one of the things that most people in my position did when they retired is go right into another job. And I didn't do that right off the bat, but I did pick up a part-time consulting investigative position with the city. But my thing is that I don't know, a lot of people really are not retiring now.
Right.
Most people are just continuing to work, and we got people working in their 60s and 70s, and I don't want to be one of those individuals. I want to be one of those individuals that at some point, I want to be able to enjoy the luxuries of life, because even though we're in a home-based business, we still have our A plan. But it's like what you said earlier about these young people are getting it right now. They're not trying to work a 9 to 5 and drive and beat traffic and have wrecks and all that stuff trying to get to a job, and a just over broke job, and they're trying to make some things happen. And that's what the beautiful thing is. We've taught our kids. My daughter, she's in college now, learning about business, and she wants to be her own entrepreneur. And so these are things now that I really think is going to turn the tape for a lot of people in 2021, because of what happened in 2020. Everybody's working from home anyhow. So why not have your own business if you're working from home? So I really think that this year is going to be amazing for a lot of people. But you just gotta, I say, hit the reset button. Just hit that reset button and break out of this bondage that a lot of times these 9 to 5 jobs put you in. So, yeah.
And you've hit it right on the head. I know that we're about to segue into another topic, but just to add to that very quickly, I saw another article this week about another huge corporation that was implementing. Now, this was hilarious to me. The gist of it was work from anywhere. And we all know that stemming from the pandemic, because work-life balance before, there were a lot of companies who were starting to transition into alternative work schedules, or, like I said, working maybe 4 days a week or 3 days a week, and then working from home 2 days a week. Immediately with the pandemic, because we know this is going to go on for some period of time in some type of form, there's a lot of companies who decided they're just going to have their staff work from home permanently.
Mm-hmm.
And the main reason is because now they realize that they're seeing that people can be productive, and they can save them billions of dollars on real estate.
Exactly.
And they can put that into the technology they really want, and be able to perhaps manage schedules a little bit better than salaries a little bit better than what they've, let's say, be a little bit tighter than what they've been done before. So I want to thank Lauren, because Lauren's thrown out there as well, one of our viewers, that, to having full control of any and all of your opportunities, that's really hitting it home. I think another huge point, Pam has been live on here to see the Pam, thank you for all your comments. Because even she's referencing job hunting in itself is like a full-time job with so much competition.
Exactly.
And that's so very true. And like you said, jobs, the acronym is basically just over broke.
Just over broke.
You hit it on the head. And I mean, and that's the thing, is that it doesn't matter what age group, at any particular age. So, again, you've got, I just had a new business partner join me not too long ago that just turned 21. And I think that's the whole point. We've got every age group in this particular industry, because there's no age discrimination. So, those are everybody else who's out there in their 50s and 60s. We're not in that level. We're not hitting that ageism. You don't have to deal with that. And what I love about this with the home-based businesses, especially with network marketing and especially with Planet Marketing, it's all turnkey.
Right.
So it's all handed to you, again, for only $200. That's just insane. So.
Right.
Okay, so I can talk to you all night long. So I'm going to throw this last question out here. Do you believe that home-based businesses, like I like to call them virtual businesses, are going to be a standard within the next 3 years? And if so, why? So Leslie, I'm going to punt this over to you, and I know you got some stats for us. Don't you?
Yes, I do. Having just joined network marketing and virtual business, this is my first time in this. And I did my research. I always do my research, making sure that it's the right avenue for me and my family. And I have to admit that this was one of the best decisions I've ever made. This business, virtual businesses, home-based businesses, 69% of startups are home-based businesses. That's 69%. Right. And 60% of home-based businesses are non-employer businesses, meaning they're virtual businesses. They're your own businesses. So with those statistics alone, it was a win-win for me. I mean, I am able to have more flexibility with my time. People are going to see that having a virtual business will give you the financial freedom, the time freedom, and will allow you to control how you want your life to be. Mm-hmm. So I think it's definitely going to be one of the biggest businesses out there. It already is, but it's going to be even bigger within the next 3 years.
And and it's interesting because I know this was a couple of years ago when I saw this, because I saw it as I started my first business. Mm-hmm. And it was through Forbes, and Forbes was saying within the next 5 years, there would be 79 million home-based businesses. Wow. And so now fast forward 2 years later, we're well on our way to making that happen. Mm-hmm. So Dale and Danette, I would love to hear your input on this topic.
Well, sure. I'll speak first. But I think also another statistic that is interesting to me, while we're on Epic Women Uniting along with my male counterpart, 82% of women become millionaires in home-based businesses. So shout out to the girls, to the ladies.
Oh.
Yes. And so, but I wanted to just put that out there in a sometimes male-dominated type business or businesses, things like that happen. But with the travel industry, which is what we're a part of, it is really something that a male or female can take advantage of. And I mean, think about it. It's allowing you to have another creative outlet, I would call it. I think that's one of the reasons why it's been appealing, because it's a lifestyle. I mean, it's what you're doing it anyway. But if you can just imagine, that at another level, and you're able to enjoy the perks and the benefits and things like that of traveling and enjoying yourself, and even during the pandemic, think about everyone who is going to. Let's dream a bit, and who's going to, go with what's going to happen, maybe by the end of this summer. I mean, people are going to be, flying out like birds in cages, ready to go, cage birds, right? But they're going to be ready to go and travel and see the world. So I love this business, and I'll tell anyone that it's really a great business and a creative outlet for anyone who wants to partake of it.
Well,
so Dale,
can I say something?
Sure.
You gotta say something here. Anyway, I think that this is the way of the future. That home-based businesses, people working from home, more people working in their own businesses, is going to be the way that we're going. I think I think this pandemic has really done some good in some sense in that area. This got a lot of people now realizing just how much better opportunities that they can be at home. For us being in this industry, it doesn't make anything. It's not. I mean, for me, it's always been something great for us to be at home, having our time, being able to have fun at the same time. I mean, you just can't hardly beat that. But I really think now more people are going to see this as a way to start making money for themselves, to be their own boss, and their own supervisor, and get rid of, going to a job and hanging out and all that stuff. And I noticed that, I say this with my wife all the time when she's working at home. I said, baby, look like you're getting more work in at home than you were when you in the office, because, you don't have all those folks coming by your desk wanting to talk all day, but at home, you can do so many things. And then when you want to get up and just spend some time with the family, you got that luxury, and I just know that from now on out, this is the way that a lot of people, especially younger people, because they're not going to be wanting to get in a car and drive, like I said, fighting traffic, going all day to try to go to a traditional job. So, this has been a great call and a great format tonight. I really enjoyed this because I think a lot of people need to understand that this is what's going to happen. Do you want to be on the outside or do you want to be on the inside? Right. I say get on the inside, get your business, get going, and just enjoy life, and work for yourself.
And can you imagine just actually you're enjoying your time and you're still making money?
Mm-hmm. And and the hilarious part, because just as you were saying that, Dale, my son had to had to come back into town for about a month, for work. And luckily, my daughter-in-law was able to travel with him, so she would be home alone with the kids by herself for a month, out in the new state. And so, one of her main offices is here in the area as well. Well, for the last month, I was able to, see my granddaughters, and not to mention that for Thanksgiving and for Christmas, I could go out and see them because I have a home-based business. So I didn't have to ask for time off. I didn't have to worry about, getting the okay for time off and then have to deal with the boss and their attitude when you come back. Mm-hmm. And not to mention today, earlier, she was dancing to, oh my gosh, what's the name of the song? I can't remember it, but, it's a Christian song. It was just so beautiful. And, she was dancing, doing her little ballet moves, and Gigi grabbed that phone to videotape it. And yes, it was posted. But that's the whole point. I'm not missing those moments. Right. And, it's just something that has made such an amazing difference. And Pam is hot tonight, one of our viewers. And Vonda, thank you so very much, too. But Pam's basically agreeing with what you were saying, Dale, that the pandemic has been an eye-opener for people. That's right. And that's what's really, people are getting to that point, because I think during one of our conventions, they were in training, they were saying, did you miss out on the Starbucks investment? Did you miss out on the McDonald's investment? Did you miss out on the Amazon investment? Okay, then get out here and invest in yourself. Stop missing out on things. And we're sharing now that this is definitely the route. This is the new trend, the generational, I hate to say curse, because I never want to be disrespectful to our ancestors, but that is coming to an end. People, like you said, Dale, people don't want the stress. They don't want to have to deal with traffic anymore. I look back now, and Pam is actually commenting the same way. I look back now and look at 2 hours on average, anywhere from an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2 hours every morning and every evening. I was driving back and forth to work
Wow.
and then rushing down the road when the kids were much younger to get there before daycare closed. You know, getting a phone call that one of them may be sick at school and having to reach out to a family member if it was one of the times where I could not get away to see to get there to get them. And my oldest son, you know, he was doing a comparison one day between he and my younger son about the fact that I was able to spend more time at my younger son's basketball games, because the time that he was playing basketball, I was in a position where I had one of those bosses who was just going to make you feel guilty or give you a hard time because you want to get away and see your child's game.
Right.
And now I can go anywhere I want to go, anytime I want to go, and not have to deal with any of that. And then the perfect perk to this business is the fact that it's travel.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm traveling, but hey, y'all, I'm working. It's a tax benefit. And I'm enjoying every part of my life. So it's life altering for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So did you all have any comments in closing before we close out for the evening?
I would just welcome anyone, if they have any questions, to just reach out to us. Again, I'm just entering this business for the first time, and I am definitely seeing the benefits of entering Sane. Between the travel side, Planet Marketing, this has been amazing. My business family has been amazing. And it is just a journey that I am truly looking forward to continuing in the years to come.
Awesome. Dale, Danette?
Well, one of the things we always say is that, you know, you'll be in business for yourself and not by yourself, because we are really going to be there to help you to understand this home-based business thing is great. I mean, we've been doing it for several years now. As a couple, it's a little bit different. We learn how to bounce off each other, and we understand our strengths and weaknesses, and we are able to apply that to the business. But you just can't beat it. And if you're gonna be doing something, why not have fun and getting paid to do it at the same time? So I'll say, didn't want to say anything? Got anything?
Ditto, darling.
Okay, all right.
You get to connect with awesome people like us. I met Danette and Dale almost a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
At a convention, and we naturally navigated to each other. I met Leslie a few weeks ago. She has been so awesome. So I mean, and this is just a small view of all the wonderful people in this organization.
Right.
So I have to say, you know, again, if you want more information, definitely take a look at last week's segment. I actually shared one of our videos, which is like maybe 2 or 3 minutes long, that gives you a quick bird's eye view of the being an IntelliTravel travel advisor. Whoever you're connected with on this particular segment, whether you know Leslie or Dale and Danette or me, just reach out to one of us and let's get into more of a discussion. We can have you in the organization in a matter of minutes. So until next week, you know, I want to say thank you all so very much. Thank you to all of our viewers who definitely were very engaging this evening. Truly appreciate that. And we look forward to chatting with you all next week. And don't hesitate to let us know if you have any questions. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.